All right, next, the chamber is run by a board of directors. So we're going to ask any of the board who are here tonight to come up. Tom Miller, Sandra Wilkes is not here, or Bruce or Eric. Tom Cheadle, please come up. Alfonso is not here. Larry Guerretto. Kim from First Midwest Bank. Ron is not here, or Mark. Mark Mastantuno. Diane. Olivia. And Karen. So please come up. We're going to...
Take a photograph?
Yes, definitely.
You get to read the words.
I'll wait till
So our newest director is Olivia Sanders from Metro Recycling. So our chairman of the board, Tom, is going to install her. We've already done the hazing process, but we can't get that on video.
Olivia, do you solemnly swear to uphold the bylaws of Blue Island Chamber and follow our mission to promote all members and promote Blue Island? Say I do.
I do.
Okay, you're done. Good
Tighten up. All right, I got you all in. Pretend you're happy now. Okay, again. Thank you very much.
Welcome, Olivia.
All right, now we have some awards to give out. And we emailed a survey for nominations, and then those came in, and then we had the voting on this is the best of the year. So we're going to ask Sandy Addison Miller to come to the podium, and she'll give out the first award. And the reason we're picking on her is because Sandy won this award 5 years ago when you were just out of high school.
Yes.
So watch our cord, otherwise you have...
Hi, I'm Sandy Addison Miller, and I'm the recipient of the Woman of the Year Award in 2013. It's my honor to introduce the nominees for 2018. Previous winners include Janice Soria, Judy Tuma, Jackie Callum, Sandra Wilkes, Sandra Addison Miller, Amy Melissa, Rita Pasia, Julie Schom, Mary Polsom, and Kathy Adamski. The nominees for this year are Karen Rienzo, Jennifer F. Brown, Candace Carr, Lisa Durbin, Betty Harmeyer, Christy Hawley, Val Kehoe, Colleen McKay, Debbie Safransky, and Colleen Watman. Second runner-up for this year is Jennifer F. Brown. First runner-up.
Welcome to Earth.
First runner-up is Candace Carr. And the woman she is a tireless volunteer. If it is alive and grows in Blue Island, she has probably trimmed it, watered it, or generally aided its welfare. She is major force behind the reforestation of Blue Island, and she works to educate young people on seed management and the power of plants in conjunction with a major Illinois university. It's my pleasure. The Woman of the Year goes for 2018 to Val Kehoe.
I don't want her back.
It's all good.
We look right here. Here we go.
Am I supposed to say something?
If you want to, you can.
I'll be quick.
Yes.
All right. Well, so thank you all very much. This was totally not on my radar at all this year. But to Jenny and Candace, we share it always, as well as every woman in this room, right? Thank you all very much. Super excited, and doing community work, it's wonderful to do the work that you love and to bring it into our community. I'm grateful, and it's been a real pleasure, and I'm humbled every time we have these initiatives, because it's wonderful to work with just all the terrific, inspiring people in our community, truly. Whether it's the Park District or working with some of the city folks with these tree initiatives, it's always been a pleasure, and I think that's the best way to grow our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Val.
All right, next we'd like to ask John Rita to come to the podium.
Thank you. If I asked Greg if I may. Unfortunately, a year ago at this time, I was not here to receive this very prestigious award. I was out of the state. I had tickets to go to Florida. I never, in my wildest dreams, thought I would win this thing. But I was truly humbled. I know I asked my brother and sister to come and accept it on my behalf, but I did want to take a moment just to thank the chamber and the board and all the voters, and it truly is it's an amazing award to win. And I remember when Greg stopped by to see me that day, he said, "John, you didn't buy a ticket." And I said, "No, I'm going out of town." He goes, "Well, you were nominated." I said, "Well, yeah, but I'm not supposed to tell you this." But you won it, and it was like, oh my God. And it really does touch you. I came to the city to work for the city in 2013 through just this last January. And you think about all those hours you put in, and so many of the people that you deal with that are not happy. There's a lot of complaints. We can't do the things that you'd like to do. And oftentimes you start thinking, what a thankless job this is, and you start feeling sorry for yourself. And then all of a sudden, somebody like the Chamber of Commerce gives you an award like that, and it really does touch your heart. And I want to thank everybody. When I first came to the city, Alderman Hawley over here, he came and got me one day. He says, "I want to bring you to somebody who wants to meet with you or sit and talk to you." And it was a former executive director of the chamber, and a lady that I came to really admire and respect, and that was Elaine Lentz. And I sat a few times. I met with her a few times in that little front area of her house, and sipping iced tea. And those that know Elaine know she was smoking pretty good. And she told me at that time, she goes, "John, every successful city has two extremely important departments: the police department and the building department." She said, "People have to feel safe. The police department is so important to make sure everybody feels safe." And I got to tell you, we have one great police department here. It was a privilege for me to work with them for the time I did. They truly are a great police department. And then she said, for the building department, to keep our property value up. So those words kind of resonated with me for a little bit, and I took it to the next step, and I went and got some patrol officers from the police department, hooked them up with the building department, and we started issuing a lot of citations, and especially targeting abandoned homes, vacant homes, those kind of things. And I did hear from a number of the aldermen that were getting calls from their constituents. And I did hear from a lot of out-of-town property owners. property owners that used to live here in Blue Island that now moved to Arizona, Florida, and were renting their property. And apparently, as long as the rent was coming in, everything was good with them. And I remember this one particular lady who called me numerous times complaining about the citation, but she had some really serious violations on her house. And I kept saying, well, you know, you got to fix those front steps. You got to fix the. It is an eyesore. It's a safety hazard. And I remember she called me one about the 7th, 8th, 9th call, whatever it was. She goes, you know what? I'm calling to tell you, I'm selling the house. I can't deal with this anymore. I'm just selling it. And I simply replied, thank you. You don't live here anymore. One thing I know is everybody in this room, we care deeply for this city. We may disagree on how to get something accomplished. We may disagree of who we team up with to get it done. But there's no question, everybody loves this city and is trying to do the best they can to move the city forward. Now, those words that Elaine told me about the building department and the police department really resonated with me, as I just explained. But, you know, I since then I've thought there's a third part to this, and that is a strong chamber. The Chamber of Commerce, who represents the business community, that represents the business interests of this town, working closely with the city. And hopefully the Chamber doesn't rely on the city to fix it, because usually we have enough trouble balancing our own books there at the city. But using the services from the city to try to attract more customers, try to, you know, I'll tell you, between 2013 and 2017, we came up with some really, really big plans for this town. And we've seen a lot of them, and there's a lot of them still on the drawing board, or at least in the early stages. I know there was a big idea, and it still is there, with the Western Avenue streetscape project. Given a facelift, and I know that was pretty controversial at the beginning, but given a facelift to the uptown area of Blue Island, and we can only hope that that continues to move forward. That, like I said, we all care deeply. We all want to see this move forward. And it's, I know one thing that works. When everybody works together. If we start going back to the old ways of dividing people and separating people, we're not going to get anything done. When we brought everybody together, it was noisy, it was difficult, we argued, we fought, but we got a lot of things done. So, I do want to thank Greg Lockow on is this your final meeting, or did you have your final meeting? But for all those numerous months, weeks, years of when you felt you had a thankless job and you couldn't make anybody happy. And when you get those of us in the room to say, thank you, Greg, what you did, we did appreciate. And on a personal note, for Sarah, we are excited to see you come in. I personally pledge anything I can do to help you. You have a huge job in front of you, but again, with all the people in the room, and really when we get back to what everybody cares about, this wants to move the city forward. So, thank you, Greg. Thank you, board. Thank you, members, again. So, and then I get to read this now?
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you for, I felt so terrible.
All scripted.
Hi, I am John Rita, recipient of the Man of the Year Award in 2017. And it is my honor to introduce the nominees for 2018. Previous winners include John Rita, Dave Brown, Justin Antos, Greg Lockow, Tom Hawley, Jason Berry, Eli Rodriguez, and Donald Poloquin. It's a very prestigious group there. I'm very proud to be with. The nominees for this year are Fred Bellato from the city of Blue Island, Dan Collier from Collier Sign Company, Alex Corona from Corona Real Estate, Larry Goretto, Beggar's Pizza, food was excellent, Larry, as always. Dan, excuse me, Dan Kraus, Kraus Construction.
All right.
Michael Beck, our own bungalow chef. Tom Miller, All-American Recycling. Joseph O'Meara of Biles Farms. And Ken Pittman, City of Blue Island. It's my pleasure to announce the second runner-up, Joe O'Meara from Biles Farms.
All right.
First runner-up, Larry Goretto, Beggar's Pizza. And this man, a lifelong Blue Islander, is an alderman who gives 150% of his time to making sure the city works smoothly. He is there to lend a hand, and he responds quickly to any matter. He thinks with not only a level head, but a huge heart, and no one can deny his love for Blue Island. The Man of the Year award for 2018 goes to Fred Bellato.
Let's do a quick shot before we. Here we go. Speech.
Yeah, right. Well, I didn't expect this. I'd like to thank the Chamber of Commerce. I know one of my constituents, Candy Schmidt-Ehlers, who we disagree on politics all the time, but she nominated me because she said to me at Fish Fry that she nominated me, and I really want to thank her for every issue. I'm usually there. I respond really quickly to the constituents of the Second Ward. And I want to thank my wife, Stephanie, and my 2 kids for letting me go to a bunch of meetings every night of the week, all over the place. And I want to thank my father, who was an example of been elected for my entire life, of what it means to be a community servant, not in it for himself, but always there. And he was, at the same time, growing up. Sometimes he was at meetings at the township or Democratic Party or the City of Blue Island back when the original John Rita was mayor. He was involved for years, and growing up with that, I figured I always wanted to run for office too. It was a good example. And, my mom, who passed away a few years ago, also was always a lot of people didn't even know she was my mom. Like I was talking to Greg earlier, she was at First Midwest Bank and St. Paul before that. She supported him and supported me in running for these things, even though it took a lot of time from the family. And I want to thank the citizens of Blue Island who are here all to serve, and I will continue to serve as long as people trust me in the positions that I run for. And I'm here for them. That's the whole point of the job, is to serve the people.
You're here.
So thank you again.
Good job, sir.
Thank you. Congratulations.
All right, next we'd like to ask Smar Vargas to
Before we go forward, I'm going to need a little assistance. Mayor Pro Tem Tom Hawley, can you come? Because I didn't bring my glasses. I was not expecting to be here. Maybe it won't. Maybe it won't. Oh, yes, we'll work.
Do you have some readers?
I got it.
We can borrow readers.
There we go.
All right.
Look very intellectual.
So this is the place. Well, let me take this opportunity since I'm up here by the podium. We're going to let Tom do it. As mayor of the city of Blue Island, I want to take this time to thank Mr. Laka for all the years of service to the business community, to the city of Blue Island, your dedication to this city. It could not have gone forward of a man, of a person who loves this city and continues to love this city and will be missed, but not forgotten.
Thank you.
There's a lot of dedication, a lot of times away from family and friends, that this job, volunteering, takes away from one's own personal free time and family and friends, and it should be recognized. It should be recognized. Again, in this building right now, we have a lot of businesses. Again, you've heard how many years of service and to this community that all these businesses have been here, all of you. But again, there's other businesses out there. And again, each business, each person is a world unto itself. As mayor, you learned that since day one, how you can't please everyone. You cannot please everyone. But the main thing, as has been stated before, we're here for the best interest for the city of Blue Island. Not for Greg's interest, my interest, or anybody's interest. The main interest is for the best for the city of Blue Island moving forward. And again, even though I got the cheaters, I'm going to still have you come up and do the reading on my behalf. Okay. But again, thank you again, Greg, for your dedication, your service to the city of Blue Island.
Appreciate it.
Ms. Brown, again, congratulations. We will work together as a city to bring the business from north to south, east and west, all quadrants of Blue Island. New ideas, new memberships, to make Blue Island as it is the center of the universe that we know it is, and a lot of people outside of Blue Island know it is. And again, congratulations to all of you, because you're all winners for living and having businesses in the city of Blue Island, the best city in the Southland, the best city in Illinois, the best city in this country, and I'm proud to be your mayor. Thank you very much.
All right, I'm assuming that Kathy Adamski could not be here. She was the winner of the Business of the Year last year in 2017. Additional winners include Blue Island Beer Company, Iverson's Bakery, Rock Island Public House, Beggar's Pizza, Acme Refining, Metro South Medical Center, Carr Home Garden and Holiday, A&R Security, and Stefanelli and Sons Deli. The nominees for this year are Bob's Auto Body, E.B. Bronson and Company, Collier Sign Company, Corona Real Estate, Council Oak Montessori School, Dee Mars Restaurant, Damasti Catering, Cross Construction, and Polo Lucas. This year, the second runner-up is Bob's Auto Body.
All right.
The first runner-up is Dee Mars Restaurant. And the winner for this year is a small family business and is perfect to represent the diversity of Blue Island. Their catered taco stands provides an experience for party guests that is second to none. When you enter their restaurant, a family member always greets you, and they are there to help out in the community. The Business of the Year Award for 2018 goes to Pollo Lucas.
Just get a picture before we put it in.
Come in the middle.
All right, here we go. This is camera work.
Got it? Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good evening, everyone.
Speech.
On behalf of my team, my loyal customers, thank you. Thank you for all these 17 years that we're in business, and hopefully more to come. Thank you.
All right, we have one more award. Rayanne, would you like to step up, please? She, of course, is a previous winner from 2016.
Read something?
Yeah.
What am I reading right here?
Hi.
Hi, I'm Rayanne.
Oh, okay. I'm Rayanne, Volunteer of the Year from 2016. I'm here today to give the previous award, or nominate the new awards. The previous winners are Marion Castillo, Jim Ryle, Tony Burns, Becky Denny, Val Kehoe, and Jerry Johnson. The nominees are, for this year, 2018, Sarah Brow from Brownson Communications, Aaron Disabato from the Lake Parade Committee, Kim Kruka from First National Bank, Michael Kalinsky from Blue Island Historical Society, and Juan Ortiz from St. Benedict's Volunteer. I'm glad to pronounce the winner for 2018 is Aaron Disabato. Aaron could not make it tonight. She, like John, had no idea that she was going to be nominated or she was even going to win. And her husband, sorry. First of all, when I nominated Aaron Libby. Pat was not happy. It's Aaron Disabato. So, anyways, with that being said, Aaron is at, I think, the Pink concert. I don't know. I think it's called Pink. Is that right? I'm not sure. Is that right? Is that Pink?
Yes.
Yeah, Aaron's at the Pink concert.
Well,
So she has been texting me all night and sent me a little speech. So she says, "Sorry I couldn't be here tonight. Thank you for this award. I've lived in Blue Island my entire life. The reason for that, Blue Island is the best place. I appreciate everything this charming town has offered, from its historical housing and shopping district, rich history and diversity, to its free, tree-lined street, devoted residents who call Blue Island home. There's many people beyond volunteers to keep the city path moving towards an exposed richness beyond our city limits. It truly is a labor of love for honor to receive this award tonight. It is really my pleasure. I love Blue Island. Thank you."
thank you so much. Okay. Well, all right. I'm going to take over now. Sorry, Greg. You knew this was coming, right? All right. So I believe we have the raffles yet to do.
Yes.
But before we get to those, I think we'd like to, I'd like to take a few moments to address you all. First, we want to take a moment to thank Greg. So if I could have Tom Miller come up and join us. We just want to, again, thank Greg for 9 years of dedicated service to the Blue Island area, Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and to Blue Island. As Mayor Vargas said, we wouldn't be where we are if it wasn't for what Greg had going the last 9 years, and we're so grateful for his service. We're certainly going to miss him, but we know that he won't be far. He better not be far. He better answer when I call.
Figure out the accounting program.
Oh, yeah, that's a whole other deal. But yes, so we're so grateful. So we want to give him a few things to recognize and commemorate his service to Blue Island. The first being, I'll give him first the Golden Growler to send him off onto his golden sunset of retirement. What better way?
Blue Island beer.
Yeah, so I have a card that goes with that, so you get 12 full months of beer. So I think that's a great way to start your retirement.
Thank you.
So, thank you. And then also I think Tom has something here for you that he'd like to present.
Thank you, Greg, for your 9 years of service. The phone always rings. When you call the chamber, it goes to Greg's cell phone. And it could be any time of the day. A lot of times he's got to say, oh, the chamber doesn't do that. You get your liquor license from the city or something like that. But a lot of people, he's directed a number of people to the right department, and people who had questions, he put them in touch with the right people to make things happen in the city. But this is on behalf of your recognition from the chamber of 9 years of hard work, and everyone said, and basically, it's all been said already. Greg, thank you for being a good friend, for being a good guy, and for your hard work in all the late hours and the extra, setting up barricades and setting up sound systems throughout the years. Thank you very much. This is Metro South. Sandra is injured today. She couldn't make it, but she had this made up on behalf of Metro South and the Chamber. And this is for you and your recognition and all your hard work. Thank you, Greg.
drink a lot. I'm just worried about that.
They say if you enjoy what you're doing, it's not work. So I haven't worked a day in my life. Thank you, everyone.
So we're going to get to the raffles because I know you're all very excited to know if you won anything. I just want to say a few things to kind of give you an idea of where we're going to be going, who I am, and what we're going to be doing with the chamber. But before I do, there's a few people that aren't here tonight that would normally be here. Our 2017 Woman of the Year, Janice Soria, who passed away suddenly in October 2017. We're also praying for the Collier family. Our good friend Dan lost his oldest daughter, Danielle, 1 week ago. So we want to keep Janice's family and Danielle's family in our prayers. There's a scholarship fund that the Collier family set up for St. Ignatius Prep. I have that information if you're interested at all in giving, and I'm sure any gift to the Eagles would make Janice so very happy. So thank you so much. Now I got to try to bring it up from here, so work with me here a little bit. And before we get started, you guys know I'm not legacy, right? I'm not a blue blood here in Blue Island. I'm not even from Blue Island. Are you sure you still want me? It's been said to me that there are two functions of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry here in Blue Island: to promote our members and to promote Blue Island. If you know my husband, Kevin, and I, it's likely because we're big believers that promotion comes in many forms, and those forms build on each other, and they work together, and they comprehensively create positive interactions and perceptions. Last month, I had the privilege of introducing myself to City Council. I wanted to give our plans and our purpose a little more definition. In the not-too-distant future, Blue Island will celebrate her bicentennial. As the Chamber of Commerce and Industry, we're going to lead that charge to an even more vibrant Blue Island in 2035 and to make our city a beacon on the South Side for the next 100 years. How? By creating a plan that includes actionable strategies in the major focus areas that affect the entirety of our business community, including business efficiency and growth, with particular focus on our existing businesses, women in business, and veterans in business. We're going to be working on corporate citizenship, making Blue Island an even more cultural destination than it is, and helping to beautify all of the areas and where our businesses exist in Blue Island. In each focus area, we'll work together to prioritize our efforts and define the community partners, our municipal offices, the Park District, charitable organizations, our educational institutions, the super volunteers, and you know who you are, there's so many. We're all going to work together to execute with intent and purpose in the sense of community collaboration that is at the heart of what really is the best of Blue Island. While we have much opportunity ahead, we're sensitive that we also have to address what's happening right now, whether that means ensuring our membership is aware of proposed ordinances that directly affect their bottom line, or signing on to take ownership of the Drive in the Dixie, creating additional revenue stream for our chamber and city, and negotiating that beginning in 2019, the event will start in Moments and end in Blue Island, a pattern that will rotate each year so that we may better showcase all that Blue Island has to offer, morning, noon, and night. And that's just the beginning. We're ramping up our online presence with a new website and more active engagement on Facebook for starters. Year over year, we're enjoying 20% growth on this event alone. We have some work to do with our membership, and I'm hopeful that during the days and weeks that follow this event, you'll talk to your fellow business owners and encourage them to renew their membership or to join, because there's a lot to be excited for. I welcome your input as we define our organization's direction and your involvement as we move forward. Our next board meeting is on Wednesday morning, 8 a.m. East Annex. You're all welcome. Then we have a really nice business breakfast next Friday, the 16th, hosted by our good friends at the Public Library, and that's also at 8 a.m. And you're all welcome. Please know that you're invited and welcome to everything the Chamber does, and that your membership, your leadership, and your contributions are so very appreciated. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being here. and for being the very best of Blue Island. Cheers, everyone.